It's the Takeover. It's the Takeover right here on the award-winning CBJ Radio. We're always bringing you the coolest artists on Wednesday nights, and tonight's no different. British band Week 13. They're at it again, this time with possibly the most provocative stance towards the acronym BBC with their latest single on the BBC. The song potentially the most radio-friendly song that Nick and the guys have recorded. The video has racked up almost 100,000 views in less than a month. We're always excited to chat with guitarist and vocalist Nick J Townsend from Week 13. First, Nick, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us on, Jeff. I'm sorry it's been so long since last time. We've been very busy.
You have been very busy, and we'll get to that. But first, dude, what are you doing? You're looking great. You've been hitting the gym. What sparked this? What's going on?
Oh, I just thought it'd be funny. I want some people who haven't seen me in a while say, hey, you're really well built and you could probably knock me out. And that's precisely the reason why I'm getting these muscles.
It's not to look better for Emma.
No, she was happy with us before. Now there's more of me. But I'm not finished yet. I want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2 years' time. And people just have their mouths dropping and stuff. But I'll probably just put all the weight on again and get fat for a laugh. I don't even care what I look like, really. I just think it's going to be funny. That's the only reason why, because it makes me laugh.
Well, he's been working hard, and you're a night owl, so you've been hitting the gym at night. Are we going to like a 24-hour fitness? Where are we going?
Yeah, I have to use a 24-hour gym because it works for my schedule because I'm very hardworking when it comes to music. So there's only so many times of the day I can actually get to the gym. So I have a 24-hour gym. I just turn up, do what I want. I actually listen to CBJ radio on the I've got like one of those portable speakers and stuff, plug my phone into it, have you guys on really loud. That usually helps and stuff because their music's shit.
Well, we appreciate that. Well, you've been very busy. This is your third single this year, Nick. Has it been on purpose? Has it been because you're with Slip Trick Records? Why?
Both. We want to kind of show Slip Trick Records before we release our album. We wanted to test what they're like, and equally, I want them to see what we can do. So I gave them a really metal song at the beginning of the year. Yeah. I'm more metal than you. And I thought I want to do something a bit more like a remix and stuff because they actually suggested that, so we did that, and it did pretty well. And then I thought, what if I wrote a really radio-friendly but sarcastic song? And they weren't too sure where I was going. So I thought, this is part of understanding Week 13. If I can make this work, then that'll make them happy. I've got to speak to them next week. I haven't spoken to them for a while. But I'm going to say, hey, what do you think? You know, I made a big mess on the old music scene. Hopefully they'll sweep it up for me and we'll make the next single, you know.
Yeah, well, they've been all over the place with the music videos. They've been in magazines, getting all kinds of press, getting all kinds of love. So it's good. Well, you mentioned the remix, the Go Away, Not a Remix. The video is insane, Nick. Whose idea on the makeup? Who did this?
Oh, I got a special FX artist from Manchester, and she gave me a hand getting the look I want. I gave her loads of money. And I said, like, could you make me look like one of John Carpenter's classic aliens from the They Live movie? And she did a fantastic job. We just spent about 4 hours, maybe 3, you know, the makeup on. And because once you've got it on, it's not like a mask, like Slipknot, where you could just tear it off, go for a piss, come back again, put your mask back on. No, I had to wear this thing for 14 hours. Well, I had to wear my face for 14 hours. So we had to go to different studios, dress like this, go out, location, go into towns and stuff and trains. And I had a cinematographer follow me. I directed him so he could get all the scenes I needed. We had a white room booked. So we had to do that there. And it was just because you've got the makeup on. Once you start, you can't fuck about, really. I couldn't even eat, you see. So I thought the sooner I get this video done, I can have a sandwich. So I couldn't eat for like 14 hours because I had this stupid fucking makeup on, which was one of my ideas. But you have to kind of understand your own ideas. And I understood that I would be able to eat for like half a day. It was actually longer than that, but that's what you do. You put your ideas out there and see what happens.
Yeah, it works well. So you did it all in the one take, in the one day at least, because you didn't want to do the makeup again, or you probably couldn't.
Well, I think I like to keep continuity, so we did as much as we could in one day, and we went to 3 or 4 different locations all in one day, and we worked out a plan of like a route, how we get there, how we get back, how long it would take. How long do I have to sit here? I also have to directing a camera when you've got like makeup on. I had also 20% vision, so I had these ping pong balls for eyes, and there's just enough gap where I could just about see where I'm going. So I'm trying to direct the cameraman that I got to film me with 20% vision, and he's there saying. Act. Yeah, I am acting. Yeah. Am I in frame? Yes. I think it was just like really hard trying to talk to each other, even though we're like a meter away from each other. But yeah, basically I had to do it blind. And I was hungry. Fuck it, you live once, Jeff. You got to do things and see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah, no, well, it turned out great. Go check it out. Go check them out. week13.co.uk. They're on Facebook, X, Instagram. Go to Spotify, listen to all the rest of their stuff. And On the BBC is out now. What's going on in the UK? The US seems like we're getting more fucked by the minute. What's happening in the UK?
Well, other than snow, that's about it, really. What happens in the UK is it's a very special event. Snow. What happens, it actually transforms all the musicians into lazy arseholes, and they usually hibernate until about February, and then they realise it's Valentine's Day, and they can't come to band practice or do a gig because their partner will probably kill them. So usually in the UK, traditionally, nothing happens until probably about March. However, I kind of ignore all that. I just work 24 hours a day. 365 days a year. Every fucking day is a week 13 day. I have stuff to do. So as far as what I'm doing, I'm creating the next 2 years worth of content, if you want to call it that. I'm working on our albums. There's about 2 albums I'm working on. There's other singles, 4 music videos. I think I can't really say what it is because it spoils the surprise. I had the BBC track planned a year ago, the last time I spoke to you, but
wow.
I didn't want to say anything because it kind of we didn't even tell people until the day of the release what the song was called. We just said there's going to be a song, because the moment we did that, we thought someone's going to copy us. So you just got to fire your shots off in one blast sometimes, and we waited till the release date. It kind of worked. Not only did no one copy it. I mean, because the thing is, we've got a tap dancing solo in the song, and I know for a fact whether they do a rock track or a metal track, or someone is going to hear that and they'll go, "Oh, we should have a tap dance section in our song," because that's what people like. The unoriginal, we have to steal ideas. I come up with the ideas, and other people steal them. That's the deal.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about the video here in a second, but. You told us, you teased us, well, maybe it was off the air, you told me about it last time we talked, but you finally dropped one of your Columpods, your Columbo.
Columbog.
Yeah, your Columpod, but it's you and Tool, you talk episodes of Columbo. You just released one, is there going to be more?
Oh, yeah, we did the episode with Leonard Nimoy for the first one. We're going to do the one with William Shatner next, but we've already recorded it.
Okay.
Because if you're going to do Spock, you're going to do Kirk. So we've done the Kirk, one of the 2 Kirk episodes. And I think the next time we record, I'm working on the 3rd one, even though the 2nd one hasn't come out. I think it's Donald Pleasance next. We had this kind of thing where, if you actually look at Donald Pleasance, he's famous for the film Halloween, where he kind of dresses like Columbo.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, he's like just wearing Columbo's jacket, and I just found that interesting. You know, how that's his claim to fame, dressing like Columbo and chasing Michael Myers. Yeah.
That is
And Michael
true.
Myers is actually a Captain Kirk mask, which is melted,
Yeah.
which Columbo also catches him as well.
Yeah, it's his
There's a
podcast about
multiverse.
Columbo. But yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if that, I mean, and then who did Halloween?
John Carpenter.
Exactly. It all comes back, Nick.
Yeah, it's a weird. Everything's linked. It all makes sense somehow.
How
Or
crazy.
maybe I just like the things that I like. I mean, I'm pretty one-track minded. That's probably it.
Or maybe that's it. Maybe that's the case too. Go check them out, week13.co.uk. Also, you can go to Slip Tricks website and just search for Week 13 and find out all the information about them on there. So, were you pissed at the BBC? Were you frustrated? What was the influence when you started writing this song?
Oh, it was done out of sheer love. What I say, love, I grew up loving the BBC, and I still stand by that. It was a wonderful platform for entertainment when I was growing up. What's kind of happened now? It's things have changed. The music industry has changed. The entertainment industry has changed. And our music video was almost kind of reminding the BBC what the BBC used to stand for. Entertainment. I like to make an idiot of myself on camera. I thought, what's the worst, best looking video I could make? And it was done like cabaret. I mean, I'm a metal rock singer. I don't do this kind of stuff, but everything's strictly dancing and idols and competition music programs. And I thought, do you remember when you have a Saturday night and you get like, I mean, you probably had Fred Astaire, we had Morecambe and Wise. You had all these comedians, they do a little tap dance and they'll tell jokes and stuff, or they'll make you laugh on a Friday night or Saturday night, and you all sit around the TV, you watch these great people. And you had Bob Hope.
Yeah, we had Lawrence
Kenny
Welk.
Everett. They were all entertainers, and I was kind of doing a song which you wouldn't release now because you wouldn't have things like tap dancing. Who the fuck's going to watch tap dancing? But for why, if you don't see it coming, and it just turns up. But also have a badass guitar solo, and I think it's pretty good. Maybe not the best solo, but it certainly does the job.
Yeah.
And a good catchy tune. And this is the thing, the BBC is not on its own, because a lot of the other stations do exactly the same thing, but it's also drab, boring, depressing, miserable, politics, social tick boxing. And I thought, I just want to take the piss out of all of it and just stick it in one video and one song. I think we nailed it.
Yeah, no, you definitely nailed it. With the music video, I mean, who did all the scenes for this thing? I mean, the sets are incredible.
Do you remember when the Millennium happened?
Yeah.
There was a huge dome they built in London. That's where we filmed it. I found a set at the Millennium Dome in London, and it wasn't one set. There was multiple sets and stuff. I thought,
Yeah.
no one's gonna expect this. So I rang them up. I'd seen all these different rooms and stuff. I said, can I hire this out? And they're like, look, mate, it's not like you can just walk in here. You got to book in advance, like 3 months, right? And it'll cost you money. I was like, yeah, right. How much? Oh, are you serious? Yeah, I'm going to hire it out. Oh, and they gave me a price. So, yeah, sounds fine. When can I book it? Well, when do you want it? Yeah. And they're trying to be all like, Cockney Londoner, trying to do their, I don't know what they call it, Peaky Blinders on me, because everybody in London now thinks they're Peaky Blinders, emo to Birmingham thing. But they're just all talking down to, because London has no respect for the rest of the country.
No.
It's like there is no England or Ireland or Scotland or Wales. It's just London shaped like the UK. That's how they see London. It's like, yeah, where are you from? Is it a borough of London? Yeah, so it doesn't matter where else you live in the UK. London is the most important thing, and their egos is just as big as their visions. So I just said, yeah, I want to hire it out. I need a date. So I gave him a date. He goes, yeah. So we did it. We did it all in one day. We travelled there. They weren't expecting us to turn up, I don't think. And they weren't expecting us to pay for it either. And we did it in about, we filmed everything in 4 hours.
Holy cow. Wow, you knocked it out in a hurry.
Well, we had 3 hours to plan. So we had 3 months to plan.
Well, that's true.
What we were going to do. So we got in there. We knew exactly what we were doing. I had to pretend to tap dance, play guitar in the bathtub, have my own game show, and do all these like stupid things. But it's kind of like, between you and me, Jeff. I'm a singer and a guitarist, and all this is bollocks. But the thing is, it's bollocks that works. And sometimes you've got to think outside the box, and people see all this crazy shit. They go, you know what? You got some good lyrics there, Nick. Or that's a good guitar riff. But you need all this fancy shit just to get people's attention.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, and you have a guest on this. Who's this Laura from Naked Sunday?
Well, she's actually the bass player from Naked Sunday. And believe it or not, it's her doing my tap dancing.
Okay.
She's a good friend of mine. I said, could you tap dance on my record? And we got her in the studio and did it. And then I said, I've got to do a music video for this, but I can't really bring you down London. So I had to have her teach me how to tap dance so I can mime to her tap dancing on record. Because I don't do the tap dancing. I'm not going to pretend I do. We got someone that could do that. And why the fuck would I do that? I'm not going to do it again. So I had to rehearse her tap dancing. And I got it pretty good, but I had to do it quite a few times before we got it right. And then we got it in the videos. So it's like anything, you've got to practice and rehearse. If you've got a stupid idea, you've got to go all the way. So you must rehearse and you must take it as far as you can.
Yeah, wow. Well, you pulled it off because I thought it was you actually doing the tap dancing. So, I mean, did you know she tap danced or were you asking people? How did this come about?
Well, she's a good friend of mine, and she was telling me, I mean, she does like bass playing, but she also does things like pole dancing and other forms of.
Okay, so you knew she was a dancer.
And, I mean, she told me years ago she grew up at school, not grew up at school, when she was at school, she was doing all the performing arts stuff. And I said, you know what? It would be great if you could do more of that. And she was like, well, I can't see a way it can. I thought, you're a great dancer. Because she showed me this like clip from when she was at high school. It was some kind of performing arts thing. And I said, hey, why don't you tap dance on our record? And she loved that because she is not. She's trained to do all this stuff. But when she's playing bass, she can't do all that crap. So she loved it because she's a friend of mine. Yeah, you help your friends out and make their dreams happen too. I mean, who else is going to be stupid enough to make a track pranking the BBC with a tap dance solo? Do you want to be on it? Yeah, I'll do it, Nick. So she did it. And she's a very good friend of mine, Laura Stanya, and her band Naked Sunday.
Yeah, go and check them out. Naked Sunday. Go check out Nick in Week 13, week13.co.uk. Go and follow him. He's on Facebook, X, Instagram. Go to Spotify. Listen to their first album. The brand new single On the BBC is out now. You're going to hear it here in a second. Andy Minock, he does your cover art. The one he did for this is pretty awesome. How long does it take this guy?
Well, I'll be honest. I write down all the ideas. I give him I do my research. So if there's a certain thing I want, he needs to know how my mind works. So I provide photographs of examples of things. He goes, right, here's all this stuff, Andy. Can you put all this stuff in one picture? And I don't tell him exactly how to draw it. I just go, here are all these things. Can you make a picture out of it? So there's a show that was in the 70s and 80s called Blankety Blank. And you've got a version of it in the States, but I think it's called something different. I thought, wouldn't it be great if you had for 1 week all the contestants were like from famous sci-fi films or TV shows, and there's one character on the artwork called the Mekon. He's from a British comic book called Eagle. There's Buck Rogers, Erin. She was when I was a child. I think I probably dreamt about her at night. I couldn't masturbate. I was too young, and there's different people on there. Which I was. There's Doctor Who. My favourite was the Fourth Doctor. So Doctor Who's on there. And I just says, Andy, I've got all this mad shit. Can you put all this? And because he might not know how my mind thinks, so I'll go, here's a photograph of Tom Baker. Here's a photograph of this. Here's a picture of this. Stick all this in one thing, and he just does it. It takes him about a week, and he once I get it, that's it. I never ask him to change anything. I go, no, that's it. It's a piece of art. That's how you interpret my ideas. Done it. That's going on the single cover, and that's pretty much how we do it. You see, I haven't once had something back where I've gone, shit. Yeah, I accept what he does is his interpretation, and I've loved everything that he does.
Yeah, no, he knocks it out of the park every single time. Yeah, blankety blank, Jesus, it's still on TV, and ours was the match game.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen it. You had that stand-up do the he was the host, and we had the host for the show in the UK was a guy called Les Dawson, and before that he was. He replaced a guy called Terry Wogan, and these were big TV icons, and that's the thing with his song on the BBC, through the artwork and the music video. I'm reminding people of when these TV and radio organisations had proper entertainment, real stars, and things that people wanted to see, not fucking identity politics.
On the BBC, you're going to hear it here in a second. You were on a radio show, and the guy actually asked you about your hair, why you have your hairstyle the way you do. Which the story was about something when you were a kid. Tell us a little bit about this, Nick.
Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, I started off being bullied because I was born with a defect on my head, and I pretty much had like a bald patch. And now if you send that kid to school, he's going to be called all the names. Friar Tuck, Baldilocks and the Three Hairs. I heard them all. And I laugh now because it's pretty Baldilocks and the Three Hairs. That was the best one. But when you're like a 5 or 6 year old kid,
you're not laughing.
You've got the entire school as singled you out. So I was told by doctors I could have an operation, but I had to wait till I was 13. But when you're 6 years old, being told you can have an operation at 13, it's like, that's like my life again. I don't know how I'm going to live next week. I'm 6 years old.
Yeah,
and I've got to live again and get this done at 13. I'm not going to be alive then. I was miserable for my childhood, and I got this operation, and they got like they made an incision through the center of the ball patch. They got like a little ping pong ball, and they laced the skin around the ping pong ball, twisted the ball, sewed it up, and I effectively had it was surgery, but it was almost like a facelift because it stretched my skin.
Yeah,
that's probably why I'm so good looking. But I had this. I was a normal boy again. So, I say again, for the first time ever in my life, I had a normal head. So I went to school, and everyone was like, "Hey, Nick, oh, wow, you look great," and like, my name's Ian. Like, I used to throw rocks at you. And like,
now I want to be your friend.
I hate you. I hate all of you because you guys are fucking motherfuckers. I haven't fucking changed. All you guys have changed. Because I got to that stage where I ain't taking any more shit anymore. I remember thinking this 11, 12, 13. I was done with people. If I didn't like the way I looked, fuck them. But I did have to wait 6 years for this operation. I didn't want to waste airtime, so I did the damn thing. And then when I had my normal hair, About 4 years later, I started going, fuck hair. I didn't give a fuck about it. And I started shaving half it off. And I was experimenting and trying to. I had huge like dreadlocks at one point with the center sort of shaved, like the Predator. I actually had the Predator's hair but with dreadlocks, and I had like a Keith Flint but down the center with huge Predator style dreadlocks. And the millennium was coming, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to enter the 21st century as a guy with half head of hair, and that's what I look like. And if people don't like that, fuck them, because they'll start treating me how I was when I was at school, and they'll start going, oh, you look different, we don't like you. I go, yeah, that's good, because my bullshit detector will go, oh, maybe I don't want to hang around with you anymore. And that's why if people look at me and don't like the way I look, well, the thing is, I might not like the way they look either. Yeah, but people have choice. Yeah, when you're a kid at school, it's not as easy because you have to go there. And I'm a lot more comfortable because when people do like who I am and don't judge me for the way I look, I know they're real. Yeah. And it's this hairstyle is my bullshit detector. So if someone gives me the time of day, I have a lot of respect for them, and they're not there just trying to exploit me.
Yeah, for sure. Go and check him out. Go and check out his awesome hairstyle. week13.co.uk. Go and like him on all social media. The double album, we've been teasing it for like 3 years, Nick.
Yeah.
You've been with Slip Trick for like a year now. What's happening? Give us an update.
Well, it hasn't changed. It's still finished. We have still finished the album, just as we finished it last time. The only thing is we got a record deal about a year ago, and I think if we just started this record deal off and just hit a double album quick, there we go. Well, we're not going to be able to repeat that for like another few years.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, why don't we use our heads here? We got a brand new audience. Let's start with some new songs because people need new songs. We'll be releasing a few singles that aren't on this double album. None of these singles are on this double album. So for us, it's a great way to make more music. And then once the name's got a bit bigger, we'll drop this damn album. But whilst that's happening, we're making the third album. And we're hoping with all these singles, as many as there are, once we've got all these singles, we'll probably put them on an album as well. So there'll be technically another album, which will have all these damn singles that we're releasing. And we just want to give our record label a bit of time to understand us. So these songs and music videos we're making, they're kind of working out who the fuck they've signed now. Because, they've got a metal song that's made a few metal bands go, ooh, they are pretty metal. They just don't give a fuck. And there's a BBC song which has already made some musicians quite uncomfortable because we don't want to have much to do with you, Nick, because we quite like the BBC and what they've done. And I'm like, so do I. In fact, the BBC played us last week, so fuck you.
Exactly.
The BBC have actually played the song. So if anyone wants to give me a hard time for writing the song, if I love the BBC and the BBC hasn't played them, I write a song pretty much laying on the table what I think of them, and they still play me. I don't think I'm in the wrong here. I think I'm just being artistic. So for the sake of art, I will die with it. You know?
Exactly. On the BBC, it is out right now. Christmas, we doing anything? We got any plans?
Other than I will work my tits off behind the scenes, I've got some family commitments like everybody else has, but it's also a good time to be very creative. And whilst everyone's covered themselves in snow, mince pies, and sticking candles in their eyes, and all the things that people do at Christmas, I like to make sure I'm building stuff for next year and the year after that. There's a lot to come yet.
It's never ending for week 13 and Nick J Townsend. Always fun, buddy. Thanks for being on.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Jeff.
On the BBC, it's week 13. It's the Takeover. CBJRadio.com.